Hi everyone, Ashlyn Giza YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the different types of oracle cards and affirmation cards that I work with. No, I do not work with tarot cards, and not because for any really big particular reason. It's just cards that I don't choose to work with. Um, I guess I could say it may have to do with that I once used to be a Wiccan, and I know about tarot cards. I know about Wicca, and um, how sometimes, not always, but sometimes it can lead to dark situations, and sometimes evil. Anyway, so I'm going to do reviews on different decks that I have. So, You Are Amazing Lion deck. I got this one off of Amazon. It looks like it's really cheap and everything, but if you have a natural ability like I do, and you just things come to you intuitively, like naturally, then you don't really need a deck that says a whole lot on the card. And if you're like that and things come to you very naturally, this is a really good deck to have. I'll show you exactly what I mean by how they don't really have a, a big message on them. They kind of have a smaller message. So here's one card. It says, I am free to express what I am feeling. And the back of them say, pick a card for a feel good moment. And here's the front of the card, what it looks like. It has a little picture and then a little saying. Here's another one. Positive energy nourishes my body. And there's a picture of somebody sitting in a yoga position with the different chakras going down their body. And then wonderful things unfolding. So you can't really see the words per se because my camera's kind of not focusing, but it has a picture of a rainbow and water, and it says wonderful things are unfolding, meaning that the rainbow representing that God keeps his promises, and the rainbow meaning that there's a pride and hope and faith. Here's another one. There's a hand in kind of a releasing and letting go position, and the card says, I choose happiness instead of the pain of the past. So basically she's letting go of the pain in the past. So that's kind of how these cards look. The lion deck, I like to call it. This one says, instead of being discouraged by how far I have to go, I am blessed for how far I have already came. And then there's stepping stones, showing that somebody can take further steps and go further than where they're at right now. So basically there is, let me see. Okay, so it doesn't say the number of cards there are on this deck, but as you can see, the deck is pretty thick. The only thing that I don't really like about the cards is that they fit in the palm of my hand, and my hand is pretty small. I'm a 4'11" person, and my hands are very tiny, and this card is like the same size as poker cards, or like just a regular size of a deck of cards. Usually cards that you read with, like affirmation cards or tarot cards, they're usually bigger. So that's about probably the only thing I didn't really like about this deck. And the case that they come in is kind of not the best either, as you can see. It's cardboard, and if you work with it a whole lot like I do, it kind of comes apart. But I mean, I guess some scotch tape and stuff like that will do some good if I like tape the bottom of this. And then the top kind of tucks in there, but yeah, so the case isn't really good either, but they're a good, decent deck. The other deck that I got off Amazon is the Dreamers deck. So the case is hard, and it's better than that cardboard piece of crap case that the other card deck came in. And you can open them up like that, and inside it says I know collection. And the Dreamers deck, there's 40 affirmations. So on the case of these cards, it shows how many cards are in this deck. And I won't show them all, but I'll show some of them. So here's a picture of one of them. Has a picture of somebody in a yoga position again, and it says, I know that all the wisdom I need to make the right decision lies within me. I am intuitive. So that's one of them. And the back of the cards are just blank with little like dots on them. There's another one with a lady throwing stars up in the sky, or reaching for the stars, so to speak. And it says, I know that my dreams are bigger than my fears. I am going to take risk. Okay, there's another one that has hands reaching out for help. It says, I know that my finances will be taken care of even when I don't see how. I am secure. And everybody can look at and interpret cards differently, but to me, the cards reaching up to the sky is like no different than praying to God to ask for help with finances, or anything that you need to take care of your bills, or anything money wise, like to pay for gas for your car and stuff like that. Because in the Bible, what does it say? It says, if you ask and you pray, you shall receive. And it also says that God provides for his children. So basically, that this is what this Dreamer deck looks like. It's plain, but they have really cool pictures on there and really nice affirmations. So these are just a bunch of the different designs on the cards. There's black ones too. This one says, I know that my journey will have highs and lows. I'm aiming for progress. And then here's another one of the cards, is tan. The basic message down here is I am worthy. And then there's another card that's black, and it says, I know that comparing myself to others only derails me from my purpose. I am on my own path. So as you can see, they come in different colors. White, like an off-white, black, and a kind of a tan, or a dark yellow. So, and they even come in one more color. I forgot to show you guys this. Kind of a pinkish taupe type color too. So they come in 4 different colors. So I found that was pretty neat about the Dreamers deck, because usually, essentially, all the cards are essentially the same colors. They usually, of course, have different pictures on them and different sayings on them, like messages, but the color of the cards are essentially the same color. So I do have to give a 7 out of 10 on the Dreamers deck. On this deck, I would probably give like a 5 out of 10, just because of the case and how small the cards are. Here's the difference in size that I'm talking about. So hold on a second. So if you see them side by side, you can see how small these cards right here are compared to the other ones. Okay, these are probably my favorite. I give these mindful messages a 10 out of 10. I was immediately drawn to this deck. It has a hard case, just like the Dreamers deck that I just showed you guys. And so here's how these ones look. I guess these ones have different colors too. So these ones are great beginner cards for readers because they have a big message on them. You don't really have to tap into your intuition too much to read for somebody with these cards. So if you're beginning, these are a great deck. This one says balance. I surround myself with people I love and enjoy my time with them, but I also take time to nurture my relationship with myself. I have found a healthy balance between being with friends and having self-care time. Here's another one from the same deck. And then here's the back of how they look. They look kind of like the case. Actually, they look identical to the case, and they say mindful messages on the back with stars and moons on them. And I like when they have a decorative back like this, because then when you're reading, like online or reading for somebody, they're not just staring at a blank back of the card. They have something to look at. But this one says new adventures. Today I can open myself up to new adventures. I go out and go do something I've been holding back from. I move through the fear rather than let it control me, and I trust my intuition and follow my desires. And then see the backpack, because it's showing that a new adventure could be traveling, it could be moving, anything like that. Here's another purple one. Fuel. I enjoy doing things that fuel me. It feels great to do things for myself just as I do for others. When I make sure I am taken care of, I can better show up for those in my life and work for what I do. So, and then just here's a couple more of them. This one's called Edge of Greatness. Has little planets and a door. This one is a commitment card. It's shows a picture of paper with a check mark by the different goals. And it says, I am committed to my growth and dreams. I set routines and habits that help me evolve into my fullest potential. Even though I may not see the physical manifestation of my desires, I know that they vibrationally manifest and they're on their way to me. And then the breathe card has a pair of lungs on it. It's easy for me to return to the present moment simply by breathing. If I am feeling anxious or worried, I close my eyes and breathe in as deeply as I picture myself filling up with light. Then exhale stress and tension leaving my body. In the moment, I am feeling free to gently stretch and open my eyes, feeling refreshed. So those are some of the mindful messages from this deck, and I'll compare the size with the smallest deck. So the mindful messages deck is only a smidge bit taller than this smallest lion deck that I first showed you guys. So that's the kind of thing about this deck too. I still give this deck a 10 out of 10, but the size of the card is a little bit smaller than I'd like. The Dreamers deck is the same, almost the same size as the Mindful Messages, but it's still, you know, bigger. So I'll show you the size as it, like in real life. Let me, hold on a second, you guys. Okay, sorry. So if I compare them all, you see how the Dreamer's deck's the biggest, then the Mindful Message is the second, and then the Lion's deck is the smallest. So see that? I like bigger, like this Dreamer's deck. Okay, then my fourth deck is the Fairies, the Oracle cards for Fairies. Now, these ones I give a 10 out of 10 too. In fact, this Fairy deck and the Mindful Messages deck are my two favorites. So it comes with a little guidebook. So like I was saying before, if you're just beginning to read, you can use this guidebook to help you read a little bit better for somebody else and help them understand and interpret the card that you drew for them a little bit better. So it comes in a very big case, and I'll show you some of the cards. So look at how beautiful they are. This one's the inner child. The fairies of playfulness remind you to take time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps you young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. Okay, I'll show you some more. Lost and found. See how beautiful they are? Hold on a second. What was once lost is about to be found. Thanks to the Lost and Found fairy, sometimes she can help us find things that we never even realized were lost. So here's another one. Here's the card for temptation. See the snake in the tree for tempting somebody to do something bad. Magical blessings. Ask for help. Ask for friendship and support from your friends. See, they're just beautiful cards. And the back of them look like this. They have a lotus flower, some type of flower with a key on the back. So again, when you're reading the card to somebody, they have a pretty image to look at in the back of the card instead of just staring at a blank card. So I give this deck a 10 out of 10 too. So, okay. And then since I'm getting into so many of my decks, I'll have to point the camera at them how they look on the table. So as you can see, they go big, kind of small, and then really small. So the Lions deck I give a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 7 or 8 out of 10, a 10 out of 10. And last but not least, my roses, my Oracle Roses cards. So I just received these yesterday, and I just have to say that I absolutely love these. I was drawn into these, and my father was a huge rose person, so this deck means a lot to me. Now, just wait till I open these up. They have a hard case to them, just like the Fairies deck. They have a guide to them, and look at how beautiful the back is. So they are blank, it looks like to you guys, but actually if I turned my light on, which I don't want to because I'm tired today and I want to relax, they actually have roses all over them. So it's not just a maroon background like it looks like. So sorry, let me get them out. So they have a really pretty, shiny edge to them, which is just gorgeous, just beautiful. And this is how they look. They have a picture of the rose, and they say a little message at the bottom as to what kind of rose they are, and they have a number next to the rose. So if you have experience in reading like I do, or if you're a person with natural abilities, you don't need a big saying at the bottom. You can just draw the card, let one fall out, or let one pop out at you, and that usually means that that's the message for the specific person that you're pulling cards for. And so if you're beginning, it does come with a guidebook, and this flower is number 37. So what you do for number 37 is you open up the book to number 37, and then you go into the book, and there's the number 37. There's the card that I just showed you guys, and then it has a message, an oracle message for the person that you pick the card for. So for an example, I showed you guys the citizen card. So the message to the card, this card is what you're doing in keeping with direction and outcome you want to achieve. If not, then what would you need to change for you to better align with the energies to achieve balance and success? It is all well and good being with Rebel, but sometimes what you need to fit in work with proven methods and not try to reinvent the wheel to get your goal. The citizen, the everyday person who focused on democracy and the betterment of people. They are approachable, friendly, and easily connect with others. Then it also has a question that goes with the card. What do your strongest and easiest human connections make you feel? So, that's the message that comes with this card. And then they have the shiny side, and then they have roses. So you can kind of see the roses if I angle the light just right. See them? There you go. But if it gets light too much on it, then you can't really see them that well. Okay, so there's that one. Here's another rose. This one is called the Fester, and it has number 38. So you go to the guidebook, you turn the page to number 38, and I'll show you guys up close the numbers. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so if you look up close, oh, sorry, my camera's, there you go. There's the number 38. It's not focusing very well, I'm sorry. But okay, so the number is right underneath the card and it says the fester. Down here where my thumb's pointing, it says the message, which is try lightening up your approach while maintaining enthusiasm for the situation you're currently in. Or if this is not possible, tread more gently with your kindness as your guide. Don't take actions of others too seriously, as behaviors and what is happening is the immediate moment are transient and not true of the whole outlook. The jester lives in the moment and is entertaining, enthusiastic, and usually kind hearted. They use humor as a means to convey their feelings and communicate while they're also appearing young at heart. The question asked for this rose is, what is the funniest thing you have been involved in that made you feel wonderful? So, as you can see, for each of these cards, there's numbers on them. So that way, it makes it easy for you to open up the guidebook and get to the page number and read the message for the person. And like I said, these are just beautiful. I'm going to put a couple on my couch right now and just show you guys the different ones. So here's one. Here's another one.